Good morning, happy Sabbath. Today's lesson is number 12, and the title for the lesson is The Bright Light. You can find this story in Matthew chapter 17, verses 1 through 13, and Luke chapter 9, verses 24 through 36. And before I forget, let me tell you the memory verse. It's found in Philippians chapter 4, verse 4. So Philippians 4:4. And it says, "Rejoice in the Lord always." I will say it again, rejoice. I think you know the song that we sing at church. And if you want to sing it with me, you can sing with me. This little song about this verse that says, "Rejoice in the Lord always," and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. So this story is going to be talking about something that was worth of rejoicing. And have you ever seen a light so bright that even on the daytime it's really bright and it bothers your eyes even? Well, this story is about Jesus with 3 of his disciples. It was Peter, James, and John. He took those 3 disciples with him to the mountain close to where they were. And they probably were wondering, why only the 3 of us? Isn't there more disciples? And so they accompany him, and soon enough they find out why he had taken just the 3 of them. When they were waiting there with him, all of a sudden a light from heaven came over Jesus. It was so bright that the clothes of Jesus became like a light bulb. It was like silk, like satin, just shiny. And then all of a sudden they see 2 more men there. And to them it looked like it was Elijah and Moses. It was so amazing. The disciples couldn't believe it. And so when Peter saw this, he thought, "Lord, should we build 3 altars, one for you, one for Elijah, one for Moses?" And then all of a sudden, a really bright cloud came over them. And it was like so many colors, so much brightness. And then from there came a voice. This is found in Matthew 17, verse 5, and it says, "This is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." The disciples were so scared. They just covered their head on the floor and waited there because they thought maybe something was going to happen to them. All of a sudden, Jesus walked towards them and touched them and said, "Get up. Nothing is happening. Just, nothing to be worried about or afraid." And so when they came back to them, Jesus told the disciples, "Don't say anything about this until," he said, "the Son of Man has been raised from the dead." See, Jesus did tell them he was going to rise from the tomb, right? So they were not to say anything. And so as they walked back to meet the other disciples, they asked Jesus many questions on the way down. And he explained to them some of the things that they did not understand. As long as they lived, they would never forget the glory they saw that time. They would always remember the joy and the awe they felt. They would never forget that they had been in God's presence. And so when we sing praises to God, don't sing them with a sad face, with a long face. You sing with your heart, with your mind. You praise God's name. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say, rejoice. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I will see you next week for the last lesson of this book. Okay? And then after that, we will start with a new book. Have a beautiful Sabbath, a wonderful week. Until next week, goodbye.